Here we go, here we go. What's going on? What's going on?
Much, man. How you been?
I am not bad at all. Nice weekend, relaxing. Didn't look at the charts once.
That's what you want.
That's what you want, isn't it? You actually want to but I did answer a lot of emails for work. So that's also not.
There's never a full rest.
There's no real break. You never get a proper break. But what about you? What's been going on? You've been with family, been chilling?
Yeah, been doing a little bit on the futures as well. Really just trying to understand the account properly. Yeah.
You got a payout already, or are those just like those example payouts of what you're going to get?
Yeah, just example. I ain't even bought an account yet.
Yeah. Taking it easy.
As soon as you buy an account, the monthly rolling starts. So
what do you mean the monthly rolling?
So the challenge accounts are monthly. So you'd pay a fee, let's say $250. After a month, you have to pay that again if you haven't passed the challenge. So the incentive is to try and pass it in that month. Do you know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question again? I've asked you this loads of times. Why are you trying to go into futures? What is this? Like, why do you want to go into futures?
Just see so many other traders getting involved and saying
shiny object syndrome.
It'll be nice to see if it's what it's made out to be, and if it's not, then I won't hesitate to stop trading it.
Got ya.
But worth a shot, I think.
Wow, that's embarrassing. I've tried to do a picture for Instagram to go on live, and the screen is just disgusting. Yeah. Shows how much I use my computers at home. But what are you looking at today? How's the whole lower time frame trading going?
Still not really decided exactly what I'm doing with that yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I've just bought FX Replay. So I'm gonna do that. I've got that for a month, which is it's pretty good, to be fair. Like, I used it before, helped me finalize a strategy, especially when you're trading lower time frames. Like, you almost have to use that because trading view don't get enough on the bar replay at all.
Yeah.
So we'll be going into that this week, trying to formulate some idea. What I'll probably do is start with 2025, find something that works in 2025, then go back. That's probably the way I'll do it.
Yeah, you definitely want, obviously, recent conditions, because the conditions have got slightly.
Yes.
The start of 2025, it was great. It depends how you trade, I guess, but I think the conditions are a little bit harder at the moment, or that might be just me, I don't know. But it's good to do a nice sample size, because when you're on lower time frames, sometimes like 1 month you can have a really, really good month, and the next month is rangy, and it's like you need to like get as much what's the word now? Diversification. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
It makes sense.
So, like you're saying, sometimes the markets are just beautiful, and you get them continuations outside of Asian and London, and even could carry on an MY. But at the minute, it's been breaking Asian highs and lows throughout the day, going in all directions.
Yeah, typical like turtle soup type of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Go on then. So I'll put, since you're more of a swing trader, you want to give us a little bit of an overview of what you're looking at?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to my intraday scalping.
It's probably the best on a Monday for me to talk through the analysis, because it doesn't really change that much throughout the week.
Yeah.
So on EU, on the weekly time frame, we obviously have been seeing some nice upside. We took out current yearly high, and we also took out this weekly liquidity wick from back in 2021, but we had a really harsh rejection off it. Closed very weak back inside of this high. So clearly, when you go down into the daily, you can see that we're still very bullish. We're creating that high low structure, but we are starting to close back within these previous highs. So what I'd want to see really is my idea for a buy, because I'm still more bullish on the EU. I'd want to see some kind of pullback to start the week. So if we pull back and we've got like this wick here on the daily, we've got all this liquidity sitting here, I think if we get a nice rejection off that, then I think this could get retested last week. But on the other hand, we start the week, we've got this little or daily in here. If we start pulling up and failing at this, or coming back into these highs where we failed last week and start rejecting, I'll probably refrain from buying this week, wait for a better confirmation for downside, and then probably look at the downside. So that's really my idea for EU, and it's a bit tough because I actually have a completely different idea on GU, which is sells.
Yeah,
So-
that doesn't look as good.
Yeah, so the thing is about GU is we've got this high back here from this year. It's June or early July. We've had price, tapping this fill area here for weeks and weeks, and I had a bearish bias all the way from when this happened, and then we've pulled up and been very, very choppy. We've really struggled to actually find direction. What I would like to see to start the week as we go into the daily. Now, I'm kind of banking on the fact the pound's going to weaken over the next month or two. And it's going to be weaker than the dollar, but that might not happen. So my idea is, you can see, like, we've broken out this range and made a high, and we're pulling back. So if we've taken out, a couple of wicks in here, if we start to hold this area, there's all the chance we can come and do something similar to what EU is looking to do and test the highs.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of looking at price to pull back. I normally set higher timeframes within the previous week, so I've got 2 positions set. I'm really looking for that big swing back down into these lower areas. But it's really have to show its hand this week if it is going to do that. So I'd preferably want to see really the next day or two upside, and then see the downside afterwards.
Yep.
So that's really my whole idea.
No, I do like that, and EU does look a lot cleaner, if I'm honest. Even on my chart, wow. I pull in what I was looking at on EU this morning. I'm gonna have to let me. Hold on a second. It's funny because pound's actually being a little bit difficult at the moment. But when I was looking this morning, I was like, okay, am I trading pound or am I trading EU? I put this order in, and it was very nice the way that it's come in and it's reacted. Break, retest, prior highs, top of the range of the Asian, and then just really shot off. That's a really nice reaction. The only difference, and it's going to do the same. It looks like it wants to do the same as well right now. So this is really nice intraday structure, especially if it holds that and pushes up. Now, if I have a look at GU, that doesn't. It looks a lot weaker, in my opinion. Obviously, if it's already started to push with the momentum here in this candle, and then it fails to complete that, then it kind of shows me just a little bit of weakness in GU. But that looks super clean. Look at that. Just come break out the highs, break on, retest of the highs pre-break. And then obviously you've got that 1756 level right here. So that would obviously be the target. If we go on to the higher time frame, like you said as well, it just looks super clean. Like, you've had the break, you've had the retest of highs, prior break, you've got all of these areas of demand. It does look like it wants to continue up, whereas as you said, the pound, that's a pretty impulsive move down.
Very, very quick. That's the thing.
Quick moves got retraced a lot though.
That's correct. Yeah.
With pound right now, maybe doing a little bit of consolidation. This is quite a nice level that I'd say, okay, if there was going to be like a break, retest, continuation trade, then it would probably be there. Very similar to how this one played out. Because that's also would have been quite a nice trade to break out these lows. So I'm thinking this is going to come back and retrace back to that. The only thing is, right now it's stuck on one of these EMAs. So is it going to be enough are we going to find enough orders and enough momentum to push up a little bit? we'll soon see. I do think we've got obviously these little intraday weak highs that would be looking to get taken.
Do you
we should
do you,
see.
know, do you notice around the volume times? Obviously, now we've got London Open. Do you normally see them when you're looking at that 1 hour EMA sitting above? Do you normally find that if there's volume, that should pierce through during the Open?
Yeah, during the Open, you just got to be a little bit careful of it, just because during the Open, there's a lot of these moves that are quite tricky, that take out the highs and then just like reverse and then go and take out the Asian lows. On Monday, it's a little bit easier because you're kind of setting up the range for the next day. And that's why you see a little bit more momentum and a little bit of more volatility, in my opinion. But ideally, I would prefer if the EMA was a little bit higher. Like if we have a look at EU's pushed through it anyway. Yeah, that's nothing really to look at. Yeah,
cleaner in it.
Yeah, but also, the levels on EU are just a lot cleaner. And I think with all of these kind of like these weak highs, especially if they're, all of these weak highs, especially if they're not, the range is quite small on them, you can kind of expect that if price is coming into a support, then it's going to come out and try and take those out first,
Yeah.
Especially because you've got a lot of volume in the candles, you've got a lot of volume here, and now it's coming in to this area, there's less volume, so anyway, we'll see what happens. It's funny how I'm sat in pound instead of EU, but there you go.
It's always the way, like when you look at both of them and you take one of them, you always end up in the wrong one, don't you?
Yeah, man.
We're moving.
Well, we change that. There you go. Putting your chart on while I put on the.
Yeah. We'll see today. So it'd be interesting to see, especially if EU today closes bullish, because it could end up being a top wick for the week to drop. Yeah, at the same time, it could be the confirmation to go up. I'll be sitting out of it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have took yesterday's low or Friday's low out already. Kind of nice to see. But I do think, at the minute, the buys are looking pretty solid this morning.
See, now that's looking pretty solid. EU's looking definitely solid. Pound is ranging just a little bit. Now that's just super clean, man. Like what I'm saying is you'd have all of like these little orders here, or these little highs. That would be just like such a typical place that people would have all their stops as well, especially if they're like shorting up here and looking for further downside.
Good target, I like it.
Yeah, definitely a good target, because most people really what you would want to see, this is the range high. So ideally, if you were looking to really go short, then you'd want to be short with a stop loss above the actual pivot highs. I reckon that's more of a pivot. That is very, very like a weak pivot within the range. So if you've got your stop here, then that will be you remember, like sometimes you put your stops in the middle of the range and they always get hit before it then continues.
Yeah.
So that's just a typical play like that, You think that's the high when it's not. You put your stop there, price comes up, taps into it, takes everything out, and then just does, to take out all of those. It's just typical, man.
Happens too often. I think if you were in that point on that continuation, you would want to be out at them lows, which we tested.
Yeah, you will like be out here.
Yeah, clean out of that.
Or would you want to be out like in these areas? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, somewhere at the lows, because then you don't know where that pullback could easily take out that high.
Yeah. Plus, as well, you've got like a level, like a daily level around here anyway. So it's like tapped in, retest, found orders, and then push back up. A pound. What the fuck is pound doing, man? What is this garbage?
Right down.
Garbage. It's still the way that it's hugging the EMAs though, it's still fine. It would still be in play even if it comes down. You know, it could still come down and do something like that and still be totally in play. As long as it doesn't break down and take this low out, then it's fine.
Got plenty of room to play with though. Pull back
Yeah.
quite deep in it.
And I'm feeling price as well at the moment, like, you know, it taking a little bit more time to breathe than what it has done in the past few months.
I've noticed that, especially coming off the back of July and August. I just couldn't make sense of the markets at all. I think now they are starting to look a little bit more. I'm more incentivized to get involved.
Yeah, a little bit more directional. Gold as well, man. Gold's just absolutely flying. My friend, a couple of months ago, went and bought actual tangible gold, and I was like, "Bro, you're buying it at an all-time high. All of this stuff. Like, what are you doing, man?" And well, it's not an all-time. That wasn't the all-time high.
It's probably up like 20-30% already.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It is nuts, isn't it? Because it's just crazy, man.
It's just like the indices in a minute, they're just pumping.
Like, where did he buy? It would have been around about here somewhere.
A good 20% up then. Yeah. That you'd never, if you put your money in gold or bought gold years ago, it would never go up that much in such a short space of time.
Do you know when I was around 16, I was going through the town in the UK, and there were a lot of these shops that would buy gold for cash, and gold at that time was at all-time lows. I don't want to think how much money those people have got now.
That's the opportunity to really buy it when it's that low.
Well, that's what they were doing. It's quite bad actually, because they were probably it was like a pawn shop, but it was a pawn shop just specifically for gold. So they weren't giving the best prices 100%, but they were buying gold super cheap at a time where it was super cheap. And now it is, when that would have been, I don't know when that would have been. Let's have a look at gold at that time. I would have been how old?
Played the game well there though. So
yeah, it probably would have been around about the 1,000 mark. Yeah. Hold on. No. Yeah, around about the 1,000 mark, and then since then it's 3x'd. But then again, look at Bitcoin as well. Like Bitcoin, yeah. I remember there was a time where I was at my house and the Bitcoin was at like 3,500. I looked at it, I was like, wow, that's a really good buy. That did nothing with it, you know. Just like, that's a really good buy. Oh, you can make a lot. I bet that's going to be you can make a lot of money with that.
I think I must have been 12 or 13 when Bitcoin was around $800.
Oh,
I heard about it and I was like, it seemed too risky at the time, and I only just about had that amount of money back then.
Yeah.
Even just to put in one Bitcoin would have been a lot for me, but yeah, you look back now and it's all hindsight. Just like the charts, you always look back in hindsight and think, should have done it.
The good thing is though, there's always going to be more charts like it.
Always.
Like there's always people think, oh, I've lost out on this opportunity. There's opportunity in trading like that all the time. Like the opportunities back in 2008 with like the S&P 500, like all of these different assets. There's so many opportunities, that bubble markets and things like that. Which Bitcoin was one of them, you know. Let's have have a butchers on Bitcoin, see what's the crack.
I haven't even looked at it in a long time. I can't even imagine. It's probably still sitting above 100k, isn't it?
Oh no, yeah, it's definitely sitting above 100k. Let me put it on here. Yeah. Yeah, so mate, it just looks like gold, doesn't it? Really.
Yeah, very similar. Back at the highs almost.
So there's your 100k.
Yo, Abdullah, what's going on, man?
Coming back, obviously, it's already come down to retest this area of demand.
Today it's dropped quite a bit.
Today it's dropped quite a bit, yeah. But that's, at the start of a week, for it to drop quite a bit, just ends up, being just like a nice wick that people are like, what the hell was that?
100%.
But this isn't. It's literally just come into this area of demand right now, and it's finding support. On Bitcoin, though, in all fairness, wicks like this tend to actually get filled.
Do they?
Yeah. They tend to get filled. Whereas if this was like, let's say when you've got like news on FX and stuff, most of the time these big impulsive moves actually just get retraced.
Usually, yeah.
They just end up. Where's all my? Price would find support in something like that, and then over the next couple of days, they'll just trickle up back to its place of origin. Whereas crypto,
it moves quick. Have you got any traders that get involved in crypto, like day trading, so to speak?
mostly swing trading now. Back a few years ago, there was a little group of us that were doing day trading.
Yeah.
But everybody's either gone to swing trading or just buying and holding. There's a guy called Crypto Face. I don't know if he still day trades.
I've not heard of him.
But he used to go on live stream with like $250,000 per P&L and stuff. Oh man, it was sick. Yeah, man. He had positions of millions with rolling his P&L. It was crazy.
It's interesting because when you think of us traders, especially ones that are trading props, then you think about the real big dogs in the industry when they're trading millions. Incomparable.
The skill level, I reckon, is the same.
Skill's the same.
The skill level's the same. I think the risk tolerance is obviously gradually getting bigger and bigger, and I think prop gives you a really good platform to actually build that tolerance up. But the ultimate goal is obviously to trade bigger funds of your own. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Well, that's what I want,
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm playing around with a little bit of my own personal funds on the side, but there's a difference between having a personal account of 100, 200, 300,000 and a couple of grand.
Yeah, it's huge. Because on the smaller accounts, you're pushing the risk even more than you should be. Whereas a big account, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah. No, 100%. Personal accounts are nice though because there's less stress. I gotta say, there's less stress. If you wanna let a trade breathe a little bit more than 5%, especially on Forex as well, because Forex tend to be a rangy market, and majority of the time, if you're wrong, as long as you're not over leveraged too much, normally you can get out with being unscathed the majority of the time. There are those times though when something moves and it doesn't come back. I've seen a lot of traders blow up like that. A lot of good traders actually. There was a trader that we had in the old firm. that was taking really, really good payouts. But what he was doing, he was not doing martingale, but he was scaling into positions, but backwards. So he wasn't like laddering into profits. He was laddering into losing trades.
Yeah.
But he would do it in such a way that his risk was actually very controlled, and price would then come to back. He would get into like support, and then price would then turn around, and then he would get out and get loads of profits, until the day that news came around and it just kept on going down, and he had no stop loss, and it was just going down, and eventually he closed it out, barely getting out of the account. Yeah. Now, in all fairness to that person, his name's Yanis, he closed out probably like 1% away from the maximum drawdown in his account, and he was in quite a big account. I think it was $250,000. And over the 6 months, he got that back into profits and then withdrawn again. But
fair play.
That's very difficult.
Everyone's got their own style.
Everyone's got their own style, but also if you're 1% away from your max drawdown,
you don't know that.
Many people have got it mentally, including myself, to start building that slowly back up to profit.
Well, that's where I'm really at on one of my funded accounts. I'm down 8, just literally like 7.9%.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go and drop my risk from what I was already risking. If I blow it, I'll blow it. Because I never blew a funded, but I know that there'll be a time, like any good prop firm trader, they're going to blow an account at some point.
Yep.
So
part of the game.
Yeah, it's part of the game, and that'll be a lesson to learn and just move forward. But there's still that chance that I will make it back. But it's hard because I think a lot of traders, they get in a challenge or fund, they get more than 5% down if their max drawdown's 10. They will just automatically think they've already lost the account. But they give you that extra 5%, but you don't. A lot of traders don't think like that. People have commented on my channel and gone, I'm down 7% on a challenge. Have I blown my account? And I was like, you've got 3% left, mate. You still got that.
Yeah.
Offer, but yeah, it's one of them.
Just keeping the mind in check when it comes to stuff like that, because I've been super close to maximum drawdowns on one really good trade with like gold, with the right amount of risk, that just a little bit of luck as well, especially on a day that is very impulsive. You know, you get it all back. There is a little bit of luck. Sometimes you can't do that. Obviously, there has to be a little bit of luck on your side as well. And there is a bit of luck in trading sometimes. As long as everything else is like the risk management and you're in the right position, a little bit of luck will push you to make some of the profits more than what you actually expected. But just try not to use too much luck.
Yeah.
Not rely on luck too much, because it doesn't always happen.
The odd time is good. But at the same time, at some points you get really unlucky, and it feels like you've been hard done by the market. So you get both, just at different times.
100%. Yeah, it's one of those things. I think the more that you trade, the more that you understand that you have literally no control. As long as you just hit every single time that you just need to hit the position, you just got to do it, and then hopefully the statistics will just run its course, because that's all like casinos do. And I'll put it back to a casino because that is the most probably you're gonna have to help me with my English, mate. It's
what, consistent?
No, it's very similar to the way that casinos run edge. Is a very similar way that a trader would run their edge.
Yes.
Same type of statistics, the same things that they look at. The difference is a casino may have an edge of 0.1 or 0.2 over the person that is betting against them, which is nothing, which is so minuscule. But because they have thousands and thousands and thousands of people and thousands of trades or thousands of bets, then it starts to add up, you know?
That's when the consumer of casinos goes in, they want to bet, they don't feel like they're at a disadvantage. That's how small the edge is,
Yeah,
because they believe
yeah,
that they are
yeah.
overall going to do well.
Because most casinos, most things, when they first open up, they know that they've got a potential of going losing for a while. You don't just open up a casino or something like that and suddenly starts making loads of money. I think there's a bit of a time where it's, you go,
Imagine.
go into drawdown, as you could say, and then eventually the statistic starts running and starts working, and then obviously it starts playing out. But it's all about just letting the stats run. Like, I think on, what is it, on roulette, I think it is, you've got like a point, they've got like a 0.1 or 0.2 edge over the consumer, and it's really not that much.
Roulette, the edge is that green, 1 or 2 green. That's what.
Yeah, exactly. That one position changes the edge into their favor.
Yeah.
That one position, which is putting it on green.
Yeah.
Which is insane. And then blackjack, I think blackjack, it's pretty much very, very similar. I think the actual edge in blackjack is actually on the consumer side. I don't know, but it's very, very interesting stuff. When you look at statistics, the best place to look is just casinos and how they do it, because they are the masters at this stuff.
You find, I've heard of some poker players that have come into trade and done really well because they understand the probabilities that sometimes a hand they're dealt, they aren't going to do well on it.
Yeah,
Nothing they can.
I love watching poker, man, because you can see there's been times where I've been watching poker and you can see that the guy's got a really strong hand, like let's say a hand of like double aces, but he still folds, and turns out he folded right because somebody had, I don't know, trips, or something like that, but the probability of a person having a triple on a table of 5 or 6 people, it's quite low,
Yeah.
But they're able to think about the probability in the way that the person is betting their hand, to turn around and be like, okay, I'm gonna fold this hand because really only I've got a double in my hand, and the probability of somebody having something else on the is a lot higher. Wow, I need to go and play poker, man. I miss that.
I've never played poker ever.
Oh, mate, love it, man.
I would love it, I think.
It's such a great game. A great game, especially when you're against like other people, because it's a competition. It's how you read other people, how you play your hand, it's just it's like chess. I love playing chess. And chess and poker, I think, are very, very similar in certain ways.
Yeah, bad at chess. I'm not good at all. Nah. I do like it though.
I used to play against all the Russian guys, and Russians
are next level.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a national sport for them. It's like they are next level at stuff like chess. I remember I went to Vegas with a friend of mine, and we went to the small tables for poker. And as soon as we get on the table, he goes all in, but he's going all in against me. I'm like, everybody's out. There's nothing else on the table. The cards are all low cards. I've got doubles, and I'm like, there's no way he's winning now. But he just goes all in. It was only 200, but I was like, what way to just end a good session by you just losing all your money to your friend. It's like pointless, man. But anyway, he tried to bluff me and
didn't work.
But it didn't work. And I was like, what am I supposed to do now? Give him all of his cash back? I was like, live by the sword, die by the sword, Oh. Okay, let's have a look at EU.
Both moving.
Yeah, what's EU? But I reckon EU's moving a lot nicer. Yeah, it's still the same, but it's the exact same. Really nice break back onto the EMAs. Lovely market structure. Yeah. Yeah, super, super clean.
Once it's that where your entry was on GU, was that where it tested Asian?
Yes. Yeah.
Like now it's starting to make further highs. It's probably not going to come back as well.
Yeah. But those are just all of the little confluences, you know. Like, okay, you had the confluence of the break retest of the EMAs, 50 fib, then the retest of the highs, then it was obviously the Asian highs, and it was just all adding up. And then obviously after such an impulse, you tend to get some kind of retracement, you know. So
Yeah.
a little bit of momentum to our side at the moment.
How's Denzel getting on? Has he got his
Mate, he smashed it, didn't he? He smashed his evaluation and already waiting for a payout. I don't think I've ever seen anybody smash an evaluation that fast and get a payout, especially from content creators as well, because not everybody, you know, you could be a good content creator and you can, you know, you see a lot of content creators coming on and doing stuff with props and stuff. Not all of them are that good. They're good, but they're not that good.
Yeah. He's got a payout before I've even taken a trade. He's got a payout before I've even taken the trade. You know what I mean?
But yeah, he's an intraday trader, I think, though.
Yeah, it's different.
And he trades GJ. I don't know why. He's just changed GJ, and I'm like, I can't trade it, man. It's tough for me.
Traded for years, and it got me so many times.
Oh yeah, it's just one of those assets, man. It's a tricky asset.
Yeah. When it moves, though, it moves. Like, you get really good runs on it when it just goes, but to get that entry where it doesn't come back to you where you got in or your stop loss can be very difficult.
Yeah, mentally as well. I think you've got to be prepared. It's a bit like the DAX. Let's say you're in a position on the DAX, it moves into profits, really nice profit. Can you mentally cope with it coming all the way back to your break even and maybe into drawdown before it goes back down into profits? If you can, totally fine. If you're somebody that's difficult and you want to put your stops to break even, well, probably not in the right asset.
Yeah.
Probably an asset like USD CHF would be better for that.
That's why I do like EU and GU due to the fact they do move. I mean, GU maybe not so much. EU's a bit slower, tends to move pretty good, I think, compared to GK. That's a game changer for me.
But that's the thing. Once they move, they don't really tend to come back to the entry unless they're actually going to come back on you and reverse. So again, I say that, and this tapped an entry 1, 2, 3 times, but this is a little bit different though, because this is an intraday time frame and it's on a 5 minute time frame. There's that girl that Tory trades.
Yeah, heard of her. Trendline trader, isn't she?
Yeah, interesting that.
She's a swing trader, but she holds her trades for a long time.
What is it, like proper position trading, huh?
Yeah, she trades. I don't know if it's gold or I think it's gold or silver. Platinum, something like that. Yeah.
Platinum doesn't do anything though. I look at platinum. Let's have a look at platinum. Platinum doesn't do jack shit, man. Look at this, man. How does this is probably why she's trading at long time frames, because who'd want to trade that? That's on that, like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is that? obviously here is
That was a nice move.
that's a very nice trend.
Something happened with her though. She over risked on one of her positions, and she took off her stop loss, I think, and then it ended up giving her profit, and she got called out.
To be honest, mate, fair play to her to even own it up to something like that, you know, because like it doesn't matter how far you're in your trading experience or your trading career or whatever, you're always one trade away from making a massive mistake.
That's the truth. Even no matter how good you get, you can easily still make a bad decision psychologically. We're humans at the end of the day. We're not robots.
Yeah.
Pushing nice now.
Yeah.
Perfect move. Have you got your own group or anything like that going on?
No, you know, we've got a little group of just a couple of us talking in there and just sharing ideas on prop and stuff like that. But nothing official. Nothing official. I think it's nice just to have a place where just people can just talk and grow
True.
about like their trades and stuff.
When you get good traders all in one space, that's what you want.
Great, man. I love it, mate. Especially if they're traders that don't they're not learning from you or anything like that. It's just a group where people are just trading their own edge and looking at their own things. That for me is the best, because you can learn things from other people, and that's what does it for me.
You don't want too many burdens in there that are just trying to. So many traders just try and do what you do just because you've got a bit of a name yourself in the industry or something.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, I'm still in this on my personal account, which is great. So my tape profit for this one is here. And you got the 200 EMA on the on the 15-minute is the target. Still, I think it's still got a little bit in it, to be fair.
Get out of that drawdown pretty nicely. Pretty big winner that.
Yeah, that was a nice. That was a nice trade. That was a nice trade. I needed that. I just needed to get back into the base hits, man.
Especially starting off on a Monday. Can't beat it when you start the week on a winner. Makes a huge difference.
Definitely. Mondays are my best days. My worst days are Thursdays. Don't know why. Don't know why Thursdays in my statistics, my Thursdays are just rubbish.
Yeah, I used to not trade Fridays for a long time, but now still do. Started to again.
Yeah, it was always like Fridays used to be just the days that just everybody just gives back their profits from the week.
Yeah.
It's funny because like how far would you be if you didn't give back? I'm talking about for intraday traders. How far would you be if you didn't give back all of that money on a Friday? I'll be a bloody millionaire, mate.
There's something about having profit on a Friday. You're up like 2%, and you for some reason think I'm going to risk 1% of it because it's risk free. Before you know it, you're 3% down for the week.
You lose it because you lose your. It's a lot of people as well when they make a little bit of money, you start connecting the things that you will do with that money, or the things that you can buy, or the person that you are, or the things that you know, all of these different things that you connect with a win or like a large win. And then as soon as you lose that, then you lose all of those other things. And that turns into a big spiral for a lot of people.
It's a hard one to get over that.
I wonder, this is like it's a big thing for like retail traders, but I don't know if it happens with people in. You've probably got more experience. Have you got friends that are working in banks and investment banks and stuff like that?
I don't really speak to them anymore, to be
Okay.
honest. But I can imagine to an extent it probably happens as well. But they would learn quicker probably because they'd get a right bollocking, wouldn't they?
Yeah, probably lose their job and their bonuses. There was a trader, and Anthony, I can't remember his name, but he's quite big on YouTube now, and he was telling a story where they were shorting an asset, and they were basically around about $1 billion in this position, and at lunchtime they were like underwater a ridiculous amount, and the whole office knew. So they were walking around, they were like sweating, they couldn't eat, they felt sick and all of that stuff, because the whole office knew that they were offside a ridiculous amount. And he said that now that's a different type of mental fuck, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because when you're retail trading, to be fair, like, okay, yeah, it hurts, like you've lost a little bit of money or you've given your profits back. When everybody knows that you're losing or you're about to do your ass, and it could potentially lose your job.
Different levels.
Different type of stress.
It's bad enough when you think about the consequences for yourself, never mind the business or the bank or whatever it is.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Let's see what EU's doing on this.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. Beautiful structure, though.
Perfect, really.
Yeah, beautiful structure. Well, we've got some exotics on here as well. I've never traded exotics.
Usually, the spread's usually quite big on them.
Yeah, so you can see here, but we've got 100% leverage on this. They're not actually that big. Spreads are not actually. Let's have a look. Actually, let's have a look. I'm just going to go on to the 1 minute. We'll soon see. This is. Don't even know what this is. SGD. What's that? Singapore
dollar.
Yeah, let's see what that is for one. Let's do a sell. Okay, the spreads are ridiculously good. This probably shouldn't be allowed. It probably shouldn't be allowed to have exotics with spread that good. No way. Okay, well that you can't trade. That you definitely would not want to trade on a 1 minute. Euro, Hong Kong dollar. I don't know what that is, but that's trendy. That's really nice. Wow.
I've just seen so many of the exotics. You look at trading them, especially the ones that are like, like some of them are fixed in terms of the government is like making sure it's capped at a certain price level.
Yeah, like the yen.
Yeah, you literally can't trade them because you're almost guaranteed to make money if it's bouncing between a high and a low point, and it's just going up and down, and you're trying to sell it at a high. You literally can't put more than like a 0 point, even with like loads of leverage, like a 0.02 or something like that.
Okay, this is ridiculous that the leverage is the spread is so low on this.
You're already up profit
on a 1 minute on an exotic.
That's a buy as well.
Yeah,
Normally,
that's
class.
Class. This is just dangerous, man. That is maybe let's see if I can get a pound or dollar out of this. Go on. Wow, pound is still pushing up. That's going to be a really, 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 really nice trade on that personal.
Tapping into 1.35.
Yeah, that's where my TP is.
Yeah.
I know it's 35.1.
500.
Yeah, exactly. Go on, son. Why, Euro's got momentum. What's been going on? What's the news for this week as well, then?
Have a look.
I'll put it on...
If we got PMI tomorrow, yeah, that's it. Euro, pound, and USD. That's the big one.
Hold on, let me change to your chart. I don't know why it's not changing. There you go, changed.
Is that on?
Yep.
That's it. Yeah. Get the orange folder up as well. I'll get them all up. Or not. Yen holiday tomorrow. Yeah, we've got this big PMI for all the EU and GU currencies. How are we looking? Yeah, it's all a bit mixed, really. I think like the pound is really weak on manufacturing, really strong on services. Apart from that,
that's the thing though. What do we manufacture really in the UK? But the services in general are insane. You know, we've got so many people coming into the UK that are filling in services jobs.
I think as well the manufacturing, it's like the tariffs and that as well. Has that had an effect?
Definitely.
Sure. Really, just Fed speech as well later on tomorrow.
That would be interesting to see what they say.
Yeah. But quite weak overall as a whole. GDP quarterly. And the USD there Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
Getting out of that. Okay, I am flat for the day, and I'm very happy.
Yeah, played out nicer. I think last week was the big news week though. Saw a lot more going on.
Yeah, last week was interesting. Definitely.
Lawrence, what's your higher time frame bias on EU and GU? I'll have to. I can show you if you want. I did speak about it a little bit earlier, but go through it again. How do I get back onto the chart? Do I stop sharing with this tab? And then...
Yeah, so the best thing to do is when you do it, have a window with loads of different tabs. So you've got one for your news and one for that, and then basically you can swap tabs over, and then it will. That's probably the best one when you share a window. But just tell me when it's up, and then.
Yeah, I think we're up.
Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, have I just turned my screen off?
Yeah.
What am I doing, man? This bloody
fiddly.
Yeah.
See.
You both are they're both off. Where's your screen? Do you want to add your screen back?
Yeah, I'm trying. Let me see. Share screen. There we go. Should be up.
There you go. Looks like it's up. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, got it. All right, so yeah, on EU, higher time frame, I'm still bullish, but I just don't know if we'll come up this week all the way to test this high that we've got, which is current yearly high. Current yearly high. I mean, we could test it, but I won't be buying if we get today closing bullish because I'm worried about price if it is to come higher to start the week, create some kind of top wick and then drop. In case we bounce off this area or last week's, these weekly liquidity points are quite key, and we've had a massive issue at them. Speaking about us breaking back below just where the previous yearly high was as well, even back below this kind of like intra high that we had, failing at the highs. So I'd rather see something a little bit solid. I'd rather have seen price at least try and come down a bit more to start the week before coming up. So I'll wait and see what we do, and I probably won't sell it till next week. But for buys, I would look at them if we pulled down and then got a nice solid daily confirm. And then on GU, I'm actually looking for sell this week. Just based on, I know the USD is not the strongest, and it's hard for me to conflict between one looking for a buy, because in my data I sometimes do take both, but usually one of them will lose. There's all that chance that I can have maybe a win on EU for a buy, and then I try and take the GU sells and it loses. So also looking at playing a move. I'm just really banking on the fact we've been consolidating for a while in here. Just had too many issues at this fill. And now we're starting to have a big rejection wick. My idea would be that this is not going to get tested back up in the highs again. We're going to see a pullback to start the week. I'm looking at a move in this daily fill, and then also expecting the overall 4-hour fib that we've got here to hold. So I've got like a second position somewhere in this daily. Really expecting this to be respected and overall drop for the higher time frame play, but that's going to play over a few weeks probably, rather than just a few days. If we do go back up though, I would, if the week manages to hold above this green line this week, I would look to test this high. But I've been waiting for this sell for like weeks now, so I've really looked to buy that move at the minute, and that's really my analysis. Got to wait and see what we do. But I think for the meantime, I think at least on GU, I'm confident that upside should come in at least today and tomorrow. Then start to see a drop maybe end of tomorrow, Wednesday. We'll have to wait and see. EU, I'm not so sure on. That's why I'm going to sit out for any buys if we just got today. That's really it.
What else you looking at other than those ones?
That's it. That's literally it, man. Yeah, I just trade these two pairs because I do trade them both in a very similar way. I know that they both have their intricacies, but if I was to add more pairs, it would mean my drawdowns would be higher. I can't really at this point have them being too much higher than they are for the funded or the challenges. Like, I like to stick to I normally take between 5 and 8 trades a month. That's usually what I'd do. But this month I took 2, so it's been a very slow month to be honest, and they both lost. That's hard as well, sitting there for 3 weeks into the month, you're in the last week, and being able to take your time still, take a certain kind of trader, and that is the difference between a swing trader and an intraday trader. You just do take a lot less positions.
Yeah, you have to be quite picky as well, I guess. No?
Very, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so many times I'll set up for a move on the higher time frames, and the limits don't even get triggered. It happens all the time.
That would piss me off way too much, man.
Especially if it runs in your direction still. And it just misses you. Yeah. But we'll see.
This is good. This is good, mate. Just concentrate on the process and slowly start adding size.
100%.
But see, you've got a $10 account and you're making, 20%. It's quite a lot, but yeah. Wanted to let my EU buy run, but the $2 was missed, and then the trade plan, unfortunately. Yeah, all good. As long as you're turning up and you're executing, doesn't really matter. And then once you feel like the edge is there, go on to an evaluation, because that's the only place where you're going to leverage and get the capital, where you're going to be able to actually build up that personal account. Otherwise, you're slogging your 9 to 5, and you're not going to get. It's going to take years to get to the account that you could probably go full time. I think you could probably go full time if you had an account around about 100,000. To be honest, what's your opinion on that, Oski? I'm talking about personal.
Personal, I'd feel comfortable with 100k. Yeah, 50. You'd have to be a bit more aggressive on the risk, maybe, which depends on the person. I think some people would be alright, but anything like 10, 20k, I don't think that's, because you're taking money out and you still want to compound it. I don't think that's enough. No. It's a long game. It's a long game, and even for traders, there's a lot of traders that are in the third world, and they're trading with very small accounts, and it's hard enough for people in Europe or America to able to sustain a live account that's big enough. So it's even harder to an extent for
exactly. Yeah, I agree with that.
For Asia,
yeah,
but like when you do have that ability to, you don't have these people from like Africa or Asia, if they are looking for full-time income with the challenges and the funded, you may only need a fifth of what maybe we would need to be full-time, because you obviously can live for a lot less. It really depends where you live.
Yeah, I think if you're over in India and you've got a 50k funded account and you can get a few grand in profits and stuff like that, and you can start building up, I think you could make a proper good living, to be honest.
Yeah.
I started from the beginning of my journey that if you 1% can cover your monthly expenses, then go full time. That's an interesting. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, because 1% of in a month, if you made, say you had 100k account,
you need more than you need a hell of a lot more than 100k if you want.
True.
In the UK.
And that's not, you have to make, maybe you need to make 4% a month, and you need 2% for 2 or 3% for bills and 1% for compound. But even then, your account's not really going to grow. If you're all right with that, then that's fine. But the idea is over time, you can pretty much scale up your account as well.
See, this is what I'm talking about. In Zambia, you can easily live off $500 a month. Then a 100k account, or even on prop, would change your life.
Yeah, it's all relative. Yeah. Because like you could be a content creator from Africa. If you've got 100k in funding, I mean, you've got a great opportunity, and you can't look at traders that are in Europe with $1 million funding and look at them and go, I'm nowhere near it. You're pretty much doing the same.
Yeah. Your life probably would be a lot better as well, because really, if you're in Europe or the UK, 100,000 funded isn't going to change anything, really.
Yeah,
I think probably if you up in the 250, 300, you could probably take to put it a little bit more serious. Million, I think you could probably. Million funded is probably a game changer, I reckon. I've not got there myself, but that is probably a game changer.
That's what I'm going for. I feel like I'll be comfortable at $1 million, but even that, there's going to be months where I probably don't get payouts the way I trade. So when payouts come in on $1 million, they'll be quite big. If I manage to hit 3-4% in a month, that could pay for a good few months of living.
Have you set up a company, or you just sole trader?
Haven't yet, no. So I might have to do that down the line if that has benefits, but I'm not sure if you can with the KYC that you do on the prop.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, guys. Anyway, look, there's a national holiday. As you can see, I'm not in the office. So this is going to be the only live trading session this week. I know you're all really upset about that,
Good.
but it's a nice. It was a good trading session. We got a nice win, and that's it. So we'll see you next week,
Nice one. Cheers.
and see you all as well next week, hopefully. All right, bye guys.
Yeah.